You're ready.
Alrighty, so welcome. It's the Monday morning coffee chat. Today we have Lisa Cook and Sarah Wallace joining us for just to introduce themselves with the YMCA Employment Centre and let you guys know that there's a few programs that they have going on and what they have to offer for employment here in the Parry Sound area. So if you want to take it away there, Lisa, you're more than welcome to.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Christy. We really appreciate the opportunity to provide this information to the members of the Chamber. One of the things that we thought was important was with the recent news about our health center closing, we wanted to make it really clear that the Employment Center is still running. We run on a completely different funding model, and we've still received 100% of our funding to run our programs, and all programs are running this year. And in fact, our team is just as busy as we've ever been. So we wanted to just take the community through what's been going on because we've made some tweaks due to the COVID situation, and Sarah's going to be covering that in a second. Just to advise the members on this, so all of our programs are running through the Ministry of Labor Training and Skills Development. And right now, our building is still closed and our office is still closed to the public. And we are working on a phased-in plan to start allowing appointments for clients in the coming weeks for those who aren't able to work with us virtually. But our services are still available virtually. And Sarah's been able to connect with employers without any difficulty at all. Sarah is working directly with the employers as usual, and she's got a nice list of things that we've been doing. So I'm going to let Sarah take it from here just to walk through what we're doing.
Great, thanks Lisa, and thanks Christy. I was really excited to go back through and think about what we've done the last 6 months. That's a little bit different than we have done previously. I would say something that's really important to our office is to provide individualized service to the business community, and I think now it's more important than ever that the employers are getting what they need specifically for them. So I have a short list, just a few updates, and then some new initiatives I'd like to share. So the first one, talk a little bit about the Canada-Ontario Job Grant. We've had that program for about 6 years, and I really like it. It's a great opportunity. It provides direct financial support to employers who are purchasing training from a third-party trainer for their staff or new hires. So we can provide 5/6 of the direct training costs reimbursed back to an employer if they're a small and medium-sized business. We've done they've been great stories. So, an HVAC technician, we've done AZ drivers, we've supported an individual to get his pilot's license, human resource diplomas. So really wonderful skills that improve the job quality of the candidates, the trainees, but then also can support that employer. So that's a great, kickoff. I love that program. So we always invite employers to, give us a call if they have any ideas, and we can talk them through specifically how that would work within that job grant program. Our job board, so we're close to the public, so we don't have that walk-in traffic at this time to look at our job board, but we really decided to lean into our online presence, and that's well utilized. We're putting jobs up on that board on a daily basis. And now we have a contactless job board that's on Jane Street, right across from the TD Bank. So people can walk by on the sidewalk and take a peek to see what jobs are available in town. And they're not stale, they're being rotated so quickly. So you can come once, you can come a second time, you can come all the time, and there'll be something new to see. Job placement, so that's a large part of what I do as a job developer, and job placements are on par with our other years. So we're still finding a way to support the employers through training costs. And we're keeping in mind that training is different now because of COVID than it ever has. So social distance training, longer training plans, we're really trying to work with the employer on their needs. So a job placement with incentive can provide a reimbursement of someone's wages. So they have to be eligible, and so does the employer. And it's really to help support the individual with a unique training plan so they can be successful in that new role. So that's a really great little piece. One of the programs, this is a long list, I guess, but the Ministry of Labor, they rolled out a new health and safety training initiative in May, and there were 4 different providers across the province that could provide this training. So we partnered with the industrial safety trainers based in Barrie, that's closest to our local community, and there's 10 free webinars that people can take. That's a variety of health and safety topics. So those candidates, sorry, Christy?
No, I said that's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah,
It
it is great. And those modules, those webinars, like they're totally transferable. It's a really good use of time now if people are looking at, starting a new job or maybe working in a different way because of our current situation. They have to be assisted candidates of us, so they're working with the job coach. And again, that's just like another layer of support. So that's a great opportunity. 10 is a substantial amount of training.
Absolutely, that's wonderful. I was just going to ask you, Sarah, about your job board because sorry, I have a dog. We do have a job page on our website as well. So I was really hoping that maybe some of our members could utilize that. So we've had one member to utilize that job page so far. And what we're trying to do is link to yours as well. So anybody who visits us, we're trying to push to you guys as much as possible. But I think that maybe some of our members knowing that you have that job board is really important.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. Yeah, it's nice to have both. I think sometimes people, like to see things physically and like to go and, walk up to something and see an ad, and then others like rely virtually and online. So yeah, it's a good little package. I like that. Thank you. One of the other pieces that we're working on, and our staff has developed different training opportunities for employers. So again, this is something that I think during this time, people are really looking at their business differently and supporting their employees with some new opportunities. So we developed a customer service training program specifically during COVID-19. And this is something that we can offer an employer, their staff, or they can have individuals do this training as well. So it's something that we could do, via Zoom as an example. And then there's another one that our partners in Owen Sound Grey Bruce at the Y have developed, and it's dealing with difficult people, COVID-19. So again, just like some strategies on how to communicate new health and safety policies and support in that way. So those have been 2 new programs for us that we're happy to provide to our employers. And then there's always opportunities for customization of training. Our learning services, Luann is the coordinator of that program, and we have some trainers of soft skills solutions in our office, and they can provide a wide range of different customized trainings to employers. So we had in February, and thankfully it wasn't February because we were able to be together in our office, but we had 10 construction supervisors do conflict resolution and communication training over 2 days, which was really, really great. I enjoyed that so much, and I think they got a lot out of it, and it was completely customized to their needs.
That sounds wonderful. Is the construction trades, so did you find you had a really great turnout for that one?
Yeah, it was done for one employer, and they chose 10 staff that they thought could utilize those skills. And we had some really solid feedback on that. Like I said, it was over 2 days. So the conflict resolution, they had an opportunity to do some role playing and just how to communicate with new staff, how to communicate with one another, different crews, and then ultimately the conflict resolution piece is how to, work through challenges in their kind of day-to-day work life. So Ashley McGee, she facilitated that, and we had really great feedback. So
that's great. Are you guys planning on running anything like that again, or is this on a one-on-one kind of basis? Is it an individual basis per client, or it is? Okay.
Yeah,
oh, I'm sorry, Sarah.
No, go ahead, Lisa. No, go ahead.
We offer it on an on-demand basis.
Okay.
So if an employer is looking for that for their teams, then all they need to do is let us know, and then we'll work with them to customize an appropriate program for them.
That's great. Wonderful. And do you do the conflict resolution for all employers or just the construction trades?
We can do it for any
For
employer.
anybody. Perfect.
Absolutely. There are actually, just to add a couple other things as well on that, we can also offer training on teamwork and leadership skills training as well. So those are actually newer ones that we've been working on.
That's great. Wonderful. Wonderful. So do you have any other new programs that are coming up for employees versus employers? Because I know you guys usually do the job fair. So are you doing anything in replacement of that this year?
Yeah, we've been talking to our friends, our partners at the labor market group, and going through the process of a virtual job fair and what that would look like. So we're in like discussions about how to make that work for Parry Sound, which I'm really excited about.
That's great.
And then we also have an initiative called the Reverse Job Fair, and we've been working on this since probably November of last year. And the first Friday of each month, I send our employer distribution list, the Reverse Job Fair, and it's between 5 and 7 candidates that we're currently working with, and it provides like a little snapshot of their skills, just like a teaser, which is really nice, enough to make the employer request a resume. And we get candidates who call us now to be on the Reverse Job Fair. And
That's
sometimes
great.
they're all employed by the time the next month comes around. So
Wow.
it's really neat to see, like, yeah, it's just it's an open, we're kind of casting a wide net, but it really works well because employers are looking for different types of people than what you expect all the time, and candidates have some really great skills. So that's a good initiative. We do that each month.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's great. So talking now a little bit about, I guess, the elephant in the room as far as COVID goes, have you guys found that there's a surplus in people looking for employment or changing what they may have been doing before, or changing the way that they're searching for employment now?
I can take that one. So a couple of things. We're still in the same situation that we've been in recent years, which is there are a lot of jobs open. And our challenge is actually finding enough candidates to fill all of those roles. So we're actually in a very similar labor market situation as we have in previous years, interestingly enough. There's a perception that there aren't jobs. There are actually lots of jobs.
Yeah.
In terms of going at it differently, absolutely. We have had to do that, of course. We're working with our clients on a virtual basis right now. I'd indicated that we are working on a phased-in approach to start allowing for one-on-one meetings with clients who can't work with us through technology. And we're expecting that to be in the next 3 to 4 weeks at the way we're working at it. But it's a fairly complex process to set up for that. And we have to be aligned with the other YMCAs as we put that one together. So it's a work in progress. In terms of Sarah's role, she's had the same demand as she has at any other time in terms of placements with clients into jobs. So that hasn't really changed very much.
That's good. That's great to know that we have a lot of jobs available in the Parry Sound area. Monthly, the labor market group, also being an executive member of ours, we get those reports as well. So we're hoping that, people are seeing these reports, but I think that, really seeing that there are a certain number of jobs available in the area and not just pushing it out to, our members because they know how many jobs are there, but the community, and that's what you guys are here for, and that's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple, like 2 other pieces I just wanted to touch base on. This is like student employment. So we were talking about employers have needs, and now we're moving into the fall season. They might have like maybe the need for a student or somebody to work part-time. We do have a program called the Youth Job Connection Summer, and it's for students who are between the ages of 15 and 18 years old. We can provide them with 20 hours of paid pre-employment training. So that's kind of a bit of a theme, is to provide people with job readiness tools to be successful in the labor market. And then we can match that student with an employer. So because we're in the school season, it's for a maximum of 10 hours per week. and we can offer 100% of the funding reimbursed back to the employer for that person's training. So that's an opportunity for students, it's an opportunity for employers, and we really look at that match as being to improve the candidates' like mentorship opportunities, their training, and really find a supportive, youth-friendly work environment, because your first job's a pretty important piece in your life. So
absolutely. It definitely sets the tone for, the rest of your jobs. And, as a youth looking for something to do is, not only does that keep youth in the job market, which is important because you're training and you're learning all these brand new skills, but it really gets them ready for what they're to expect later on in their futures. So it's great that you guys are doing that. It's wonderful that we have employers that are willing to train new youth and the next generation coming out.
yeah, exactly. We have like an online training platform, which has been it's very robust at this point, which is so great. So these 20 hours of pre-employment training, they are all done online with the job coach, and then some one-on-one work like we're doing with Zoom. So that's a really nice service to have. That as one of the innovative things that we've done during this time. So
that's wonderful. I'm just going to take the time to say welcome, Tony. Tony, are you with us?
I'm here. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Just
I'm
say
here, I think.
Just wanted to say welcome and thank you for joining us. And we are recording so that we can get all this wonderful information out to our members later on. We're also going to be posting this on our Facebook page as well. So, So Lisa, do we have anything further to discuss as far as the YMCA, as far as employment in the area or the outlook, how things are looking so far?
Well, I think in terms of outlook overall, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, you know what? We obviously are faced with a situation where we really don't know what the next year is going to look like, right? And this is a global situation. Mm-hmm. But I've been pleasantly surprised that Parry Sound has been holding its own. And really holding its own, given the seasonality of our labor market, and also generally the types of jobs that are available, and of course the initiatives that have been provided by the federal and provincial governments for supporting individuals who can't work at the present time. So with all of that factored in, I think we've been doing very well as a community. And again, I've been very pleased to see of all of our initiatives, Sarah's been the most on track with any other year. She receives a fund to work with employers in terms of placements and training supports, and she is right on track with any other year right now in terms of how she's utilizing that fund. That's very impressive. Yeah. Where the challenge is, as I say, is our labor pool to draw from candidates has not been as high as it has been in past years, but to give you a percentage to work with, we're at about 90% of a normal year, and that's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
No, the timing, ironically, because COVID hit right around the time that our season was just about to kick in, right? That was our peak season. Yeah. So we obviously noticed that it wasn't what it normally would be, but at the same time, our employers were still, for the most part, opening and ready for business. What's also been challenging for employers, of course, is having to factor in any of the protocols for COVID. And I'm living that right now as an employer myself, right? So it's all of our, the PPE process and the cleaning protocols and all of that, right? And factoring, that's why it's taking us a while to get ready, right? Putting in the plexiglass and all of that. So from that standpoint, that's also kept us busy and kept Sarah busy with working with employers just to make sure everything's in place, because we obviously have to make sure everyone's safe going into a workplace as well. But again, the community has really stepped up, and we've been delighted to see how well the employers have embraced the situation.
That's great. It's wonderful to see the resilience of our community. And, that's one thing that I've always been super proud of as far as Perry Sound goes, is that resilience and the wonderful way that the community really does come together and the business community works together. So, you know, we thank you so much for everything that you guys do. The YMCA Employment Centre is a wonderful resource for not only people seeking jobs, but for, you know, our employers as well to interact with you guys. And, you know, we thank you very much for being on the call today and for taking the time to let our employers know what programs you have available. And hopefully we can drive a little bit more traffic as far as employees go. We're going to be posting this, like I said, on our Facebook page, and going to be putting it onto our newsletter as well. So it's also shareable. So we thank you ladies very much for coming in today.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
All right, everybody have a wonderful evening. And thank you, Tony, for being here as well.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, take care, everybody.
Take care.
That was our Monday morning chat.